Yeah, simply put, just want to impart a little bit of wisdom on you guys today. Yo, go ahead on and like, share, subscribe to my channel. Leave any comments in the comment section below. Your comments will be greatly appreciated. True story. A couple years back, a while back, I started talking to this girl online. Me and her, we met online, and we kind of, I think it was on Facebook when we start talking or whatever. I met her. I used to get online and stuff like that and chat and all that stuff. But I met this girl online, and me and her started chatting, and I eventually got her phone number, and we started talking. We pretty much talked a couple times a week. Me and her became close. We became cool or whatever. And one thing about me, I pretty much grew up in church. I kind of know about church life and things that go along with being in church and stuff like that. Not saying that I'm perfect. I made my mistakes. I've done a lot of stuff, a lot of different things, but pretty much, I grew up in church. So I started talking to this girl, and she really, had, wasn't really in church as a young lady. Me and her had conversations, and we started talking, and we always talked about that. We talked about church, and she just started getting into church. When I start talking to you, this is kind of another kind of a thing that women do. Kind of a lesson. If a woman kind of likes you and she knows that you're into something, she kind of gets into what you are into. And she kind of, with this particular girl, I'm going somewhere with this story. So she knew that I grew up in church. I talked about going to church. I talked about my experience with church, and and she really didn't grow up in church. So she was trying to get into it, trying to start going to church. And she kind of, you kind of get these people, and I understand about it. You kind of get people who, once they start getting into church, they kind of go full throttle, and they kind of, I don't want to say go overboard, but they kind of, they kind of go full throttle, not really understanding everything about, they have so much enthusiasm about it. She was kind of like that. So she started going to church, and she started, being like really into church. And, I had no problem with that. I'm used to women in church. I'm used to women in church. I'm used to women not in church, and different things, So me and her started talking, and she kind of told me, this kind of one of the points of the story. She told me, she started praying, and she started, she was going to church, she was going to Bible study, she was going to prayer meetings, she was doing all of this stuff. And then she pretty much told me, she was like, the Lord told her that, pretty much she said the Lord told her that I'm supposed to be her husband. And, me being the person that I am, and we were talking on the phone, and she told me, the Lord told her, to tell me that I'm supposed to be her husband. And, I pretty much had to, correct her, like, he didn't tell me that. I mean, he didn't tell me, I know he might have told you might have thought he told you, but he ain't tell you, because he ain't tell me that. Now I could see if he told you, because she liked me, and we was kind of into each other. But when she tried to pull that kind of turned me, because she said the Lord told her to tell me that I'm supposed to be her husband, but the Lord ain't tell me. So why would the Lord tell her and not tell me? I mean, why wouldn't he tell me to tell you? Like he told you to tell me, but he ain't tell me to tell you. So that don't equate. That don't equate. And then on top of that, I talk to him myself. I talk to him. I pray every day. I talk to him myself. While I'm praying, why wouldn't he tell me? Why wouldn't he tell me to tell her, to let her know that when she told me to tell her, when she told her to tell me, I would have told her to I would have told her back. So that just really didn't add up. It didn't really add up too well for me. So I just you guys out here, you guys got to be careful, man. You got to be careful about this stuff, cause like sometimes these women they come with like that. That was in her head. That was in her head. They want the Lord because you're supposed to have some kind of confirmation. Like the Lord told her to tell me, but He ain't tell me. He ain't tell me to tell her. I can see if He told me to tell her, because I'm the one supposed to be asking for hands in marriage. And to her defense, she ain't mean no harm. And shortly after that, she started, she married now. She found the guy. She married. She still go to church. She's all right. She's all right. But the Lord didn't tell her all that, because He ain't tell me. Just want to impart a little bit of wisdom on you guys today. Yoda. Go ahead on the like, share, subscribe to my channel. Leave in the comments in the comment section below. Your comments will be greatly appreciated. And like I always say, love you guys millions, and I'll talk to you later. Club.